Some 67 species of plants, animals, and fish that reside within the Everglades are on the federal threatened or endangered lists.
This once diverse wetland ecosystem has been reduced by more than 50% and faces ongoing threats from alterations to the natural water pathways, adjacent urban and agricultural growth, and increased nutrient pollution.
72% of Florida 8th graders are below proficient in math and science.
80% of jobs created in the next decade will require math and science skills.
Great success starts with great beginnings.
The first time I came into the IGFA museum as a kid, I was probably 5 or 6. I remember walking into the Great Hall and looking up at all the fish mounts and thinking that one day I would try my best to catch every single one of those.
I started volunteering at the IGFA when I was 16, and the first time I came in here, I was in love. You know, seeing all the fish mounts, the fish history, all the knowledge that was in this museum, it was heaven for me. You know, learning that horsehair was one of the first fishing lines ever used, or insect legs was one of the first hooks ever used. It was amazing.
Everglades National Park protects more than 1.5 million acres of land and thousands of species of flora and fauna. This unique South Florida resource is the third largest of any national park in the contiguous United States, but it is also one of the most severely threatened. At our headquarters in Dania Beach, Florida, the International Game Fish Association offers students the opportunity to form a connection with the environment and a commitment to conservation through hands-on lessons. We bring science lessons out of books and into their hands every day with demonstrations and experiments in our lab facility, and opportunities to experience and observe up close in our wetlands ecosystem. The IGFA is able to strengthen students' abilities to connect with Education Common Core standards. Through fishing, we inspire an enthusiasm for making and communicating evidence-based observations.
When we go to the Everglades, we'll take some of our summer campers out on the airboat, and the kids will actually learn about, the water quality, and they'll learn about some of the keystone plant species that help you indicate whether the water is healthy or polluted and whatnot. So for instance, cattail loves extra phosphates, loves extra nitrates. So the more polluted the water is, the more cattail you'll see. However, sawgrass, which is what we want to see mostly out there, doesn't like those two elements as much. So it really shows the kids, what happens when they pollute in the water, what happens with runoff, when they fertilize plants at home, what effects that has.
Many of the students reached by the IGFA's education efforts, particularly in South Florida, are from underserved communities and schools that do not have the resources to provide a hands-on connection to the environment. In 2012, the IGFA education program reached more than 47,500 children through in-house and outreach programs. Since 1998, nearly 400,000 students have learned about the importance of conservation through the IGFA's marine biology and ethical angling lessons.
It's been an amazing journey for me, and having spent this time fishing and around the IGFA, chasing world records and helping to promote conservation, volunteering at the kids camp, has led me to become a senior at Stanford, where I am now currently studying marine biology. So I think I've come a long way from having been the kid looking up at the fish in the museum to now wanting to be someone who is adding to the history and the knowledge not only of our sport but also of these fish in terms of biology and ecology and physiology.
We can inspire the next generation of decision makers to understand and care for our natural resources, but we can't do it without your help. Your support tonight will help us reach many more students and give them the tools and encouragement they need to become better stewards of our environment. Please help us preserve the Everglades for generations with your gift to the IGFA.